we had Satsang from Dhyana.
Good morning and welcome, friends. Please stand. Let's start with a prayer. Heavenly Father, my Mother, and beloved God, great Masters, Jesus Christ, Lord Krishna, Nayaswami, Swami beloved Master, saints of all religions, bow at thy feet. Beloved Master, we honor thee on this the day of thy Mahasamadhi. We bow at thy feet. We ask thy blessings in our lives, thy children, thy disciples. We long for thy presence. We long to know God. Introduce us to God. Oh, God. God. You can take your seats. We'll start with some chanting. You're welcome to come up to the front if you like to sit on the floor. There are pillows here. I am Om. I am Om. I am Om. I am Om. Omnipresence, I am Om. Operating, I am Om. All blessed, I am Om. Om, come to me. Come to me, oh, come to me. Om, come to me. Come to me, oh, come to me. Oh, my Guru, come to me. Come to me, oh, come to me. Oh, my Guru, come to me. Come to me, oh, come to me. I am Om, I am Om, I am Om, I am Om. Omnipresence, I am Om. Operating, I am Om. All blessed, I am Om. Om, come to me. Come to me, oh, come to me. Come to me. Come to me, oh, come to me. Yogananda, to me. Oh my Guru, come to me. Come to me, oh come to me. Yogananda, come to me. Come to me, oh come to me. Yogananda, come to me. To me, oh come to me. Oh my Guru, come to me. Come to me, oh come to me. Oh my Guru, come to me. Come to me, oh come to me. Let's sit upright now. Inhale, tense the whole body. The double breath. Vibrate, exhale, jump the body. Inhale deeply and exhale. And once more, tense with will. Relax. Let's meditate now for a few minutes together. Feel Master's presence with us now. Continue meditating as we listen to a chant by Swamiji. Think ye in thy heart,
Think
lotus
ye-
feet of the Guru.
ye. Think ye in thy heart, lotus feet of thy Guru. Think ye in thy heart, lotus feet of thy Guru. If you want to cross the ocean of delusion, if you
From Affirmations for Self-Healing by Swami Kriyananda on service. Service is ennobling. It is a way of offering our human littleness into the great reality that is God. Service should not be given with the thought that one is serving people merely. It should be given with an inward consciousness of the Lord who resides in all creatures. When we serve others in this spirit, we find our own spirits becoming freed from egotism. Peace then fills us in the realization that there isn't anyone with whom we need compete. What joy to think that we belong to God. Please repeat this affirmation after me. I will serve God through others.
I will serve God through others.
And by my service to Him, release the hold the ego has on me. I am free in God. In God I am free. I will serve God through others. And by my service to Him, release the hold the ego has on me. I am free in God. In God I am free. I will serve God through others. And by my service to Him, release the hold the ego has on me. I am free in God. In God I am free. Now whispering I will serve God through others. And by my service to Him, release the hold the ego has on me. I am free in God. In God, I am free. Mentally, look at the spiritual eye. I will serve God through others, and by my service to Him, release the hold the ego has on me. I am free in God. In God, I am free. Pray silently with me. All that I do, Lord, I do for love of Thee. Accept the flowers of my service to Thee as I place them on the altar of omnipresence. Let's hear now an excerpt from a talk by Swamiji on Master's Mahasamadhi.
Of those who are in that flow, they receive, and I've seen it, they receive so much more, showing that this thing is alive, but not just from the astral world. It's alive through me, it's alive through you, and you will have to carry that on to other people in that same tradition of attunement with that great power that came into this world through Master. He will be the power that we draw on, just as today, 2,500 years after the life of Buddha, Buddhists still draw on the power of the Buddha. They still recognize that he was the one who brought that particular ray of the divine truth into this world. They have not banished him into history. He's still alive. And so Master will be that power throughout this work, because he brought this power and represents and is that door through which it comes. But we have to draw on that. And if we don't, then we're not true disciples. A disciple also has to pass it on. Master has to have instruments, and those instruments are you. So you see that taking discipleship is an important step. When the disciple is ready, the guru appears. When the disciple is ready, the path appears. And it's a commitment on your part, and it's a commitment on the part of the masters. But when you turn to them, such is their openness of heart that they also take you. As they take you, as they receive you into their own, remember that this makes you their student and also their child, their son and daughter, that you must try your best to attune yourself to them and to manifest that attunement in your life and to others. And to the extent that you are able to draw on that attunement, to bless others in whatever little way, like Mrs. Merck, who worked in the garden at Mount Washington, and all she ever did was work with the flowers. And she had a strong Swedish accent. And she said, "The flowers are my children." And she had that loving attitude toward them, but she was blessing the flowers in Master's name. And this is how we have to do it. It doesn't mean that we have to teach. It doesn't mean we have to lecture. We can bless people even walking down the street silently. We can bless them in our prayers. We can bless them through our kind thoughts. But we must be windows for that. So as you take this discipleship, take it as a reciprocal thing. Take it as a responsibility. Take it as an opportunity to grow and to share that deepening attunement which comes with spiritual growth. Or I should put it the other way around and say that great growth that comes through deepening attunement. Take it and give it to all. In that way, you too will grow.
Now we'll hear a song by Swamiji, "To Death I'm a Stranger."
To death I'm a stranger, that I am. What destiny bears me hence to that shore? The chalice of life, scarce sipped at the brim, has slipped from my grasp and stains the dark floor. Has life any meaning but grail that men seek has never been found on earth? The fountain of youth, only a myth, none who ever roamed far in search of it ever found what he sought. Yet see of the night sky which vanishes the sun is vanished in time by the dawn. Death comes like a gypsy who camps on his sky. Let's go. To death I'm a stranger, the strangest of all. The stranger he feared is a stranger no more. Can shadows strike fear that comes from the sun? In death there is peace on God's infinite shore. Yet see how the night sky which vanishes the sun is vanished in time by the dawn. Death comes like a gypsy who camps on his dawn.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We'll have the whispers reading now. Have the lights on.
This poem by Paramahansa Yogananda is called When I Am Only a Dream. I come to tell you all of him and the way to encase him in your bosom and of the discipline which brings his grace. To those of you who have asked me to guide you to my beloved silently talking mind or speak to you through a gentle significant glance or whisper to you through my love or loudly dissuade you when you stray away from him. But when I shall become only a memory or a mental image or silently speaking voice, when no earthly call will ever reveal my whereabouts in unplumbed space, when no shallow entreaty or stern stentorian command will bring an answer from me, I will smile in your mind when you are right, and when you are wrong, I will weep through my eyes, dimly peering at you in the dark, and weep through your eyes, perchance, and I will whisper to you through your conscience, and I will reason with you through your reason, and I will love through your love. And when you are able no longer to talk to me, read my whispers of eternity. Eternally through that I will talk to you. Unknown, I will walk by your side and guard you with invisible arms. And as soon as you know my beloved and hear his voice in silence, you will know me again more tangibly than you knew me in this earth plane. And yet, when I am only a dream to you, I will come to remind you that you too are not but a dream of my heavenly beloved. And when you know you are a dream, as I know now, we all will be ever awake in him.
And the reading from the New Path at the time of Master's Mahasamadhi.
The New Path, My Life with Paramahansa Yogananda by Swami Kriyananda. The following day, March 7, he came downstairs to go out. He was scheduled to attend a banquet that evening at the Biltmore Hotel in honor of the Indian ambassador. Imagine, he said, I have taken a room at the Biltmore. That's where I first started in this city. Then again, he repeated, wish me luck. Master had asked me to attend the banquet with Dick Hames, the popular singer and movie actor. Dick had recently become a disciple and had taken Kriya initiation from me. Years ago, Master had said, when I leave this earth, I want to go speaking of my America and my India. And in a song about India that he had written to the tune of popular song, My California, he paraphrased the original ending with the words, I know when I die, in joy I will sigh for my sunny, grand old India. Once too, in a lecture, he had stated, a heart attack is the easiest way to die. That is how I choose to die. This evening, all these predictions were to prove true. Master was scheduled to speak after the banquet. His brief talk was so sweet, so almost tender, that I think everyone present felt embraced in the gossamer net of his love. Warmly, he spoke of India and America and of their respective contribution to world peace and true human progress. He talked of their future cooperation. Finally, he read his beautiful poem, My India. Throughout his speech, I was busy recording his words, keeping my eyes on my notebook. He came to the last lines of the poem. Where Ganges, woods, Himalayan caves, and men dream God, I am hallowed, my body touch that sword. Sword became a long drawn out sigh. Suddenly from all sides of the room there came a loud cry. I looked up. What is it? I demanded of Dick Hames seated beside me. What happened? Master fainted, he replied. Oh no, Master, you won't faint. You've left us. You've left us. The forgotten playwright in me cried silently. This is too perfect way for you to go, for it to mean anything else. I hastened to where Master lay. A look of bliss was on his face. Virginia Wright was stooped over him, trying desperately to revive him. Mr. Ahuja, the consul general, came over to me and put an arm around my shoulders to comfort me. Never, dear friend, will I forget that sweet act of kindness. They brought Master's body to Mount Washington and placed it lovingly on his bed. One by one we went in, weeping, and knelt by his beside. Mother, cried Joseph, oh mother. Indeed, Master had been a mother to us all. Ah, and how much more than a mother. Miss Lancaster gave me an anguished look. How many thousands of years it took, marveled Laurie Pratt, gazing upon him in quiet awe, to produce such a perfect face. Later on, after we had left the room, Faye remained alone with the Master's body. As she gazed at him, a tear formed on his left eyelid and slowly trickled down his cheek. Lovingly, she caught it with her handkerchief. She would always preserve it. In death, as in life, he was telling his beloved disciple, and through her, rest of us, I love you always, through endless cycles of time, unconditionally, without any desire except for your happiness, forever in God. Om.
Good morning, everyone. It's a very auspicious time, even though it's not exactly the day of Master's Mahasamadhi. It's a couple of days ahead, but the vibrations of an avatar, of a great master are very strong at these times. And Master's blessings, you feel his love, his vibrations, his touch in our hearts. Master's ever there. He said himself that sometimes I'll be sitting in the back of the room during the chanting, and no one will know that I'm there, but I'll be there. And I think you feel him. Maybe we can't see him yet. Some people have had visions of Master after his passing, but we certainly feel his presence, and we feel really his omnipresence. We have to realize an avatar is not confined to a physical form. That even when Master was in that physical form, he was omnipresent then. He would tell people, I know every thought you think, and he would prove it. He told one disciple, you have a sour taste in your mouth. And she said, well, how do you know? He said, because I'm in your body like I'm in just as much as I'm in my body. And then when he was walking with Swamiji once, he was leaning on him and he said, I don't know which body to be in. I'm in so many bodies. So we have to know must have been a very, very sad time from what we heard from Swamiji. But Master promised that he would still be with the disciples, not then, but now and forever and always. A guru is always with his disciples. But the disciples have to know it, have to have faith, have to open, have to ask, have to draw the presence of the Master. A master cannot die. I think we have to realize that. A master, like others of our gurus, he stopped his heart and went into Mahasamadhi. He didn't die. He stopped the heart and he went beyond. Same with Swami Sri Yukteswarji, Lahiri Mahashayaji. He turned 3 times around. He told the disciples, I'm about to leave, and he left. And so a master leaves. They're not kicked out of the body. It's Divine Mother has said, this is the time. And Master, what a spectacular time that she picked for him, giving a lecture, all those people there. Master had predicted, as you just read, heard this beautiful reading, had predicted all the things that were going to happen. And he told some of the disciples, it's going to be soon. It's going to be soon. He was telling them, he was hinting to them. And when the time came, he left. So surely, on one side, we feel, why didn't we meet Master? Why weren't we with Master? How come he didn't live 100 years so we could be with Master? And someone asked Swami Kriyanandaji that here in India, how come we didn't meet Master? And Swamiji said, you can turn the lights on. Swamiji said, well, how do you know you didn't? In some lifetime, we had to have been with him. We had to have been his disciples. Why would you recognize him? On autobiography, reading the book, hardly anybody understood it, but you recognize the feeling, the vibration, the picture, the eyes. The guru has been, those eyes have been following you every lifetime. And he's brought you back again and again and again. And you can't feel, well, I'm alone. Well, you want to be alone? Be alone. I'm not alone. If you want to be with the guru, be with the guru. Master said, To those who think me near, I will be near. And at Master's passing, there was one of the nuns was standing there by in the crypt where Master's body was, and she was weeping, and many of them were weeping. And then one stood aside a little bit, and she heard Master saying, "I'm not in there." And that's the point. We think, oh, just honor the body. He's not in there. His spirit was long gone. But we have to realize that and know that a master can't die. Babaji, is he dead? Babaji's in the Himalayas with a band of his disciples and Lahiri Mahashaya and who knows, whoever's there. But Babaji's body, he said, he's because of Mataji, she's his sister. She said, well, if it doesn't make any difference if you keep your body or not. It was the divine Leela. She said, why don't you keep it? He says, okay. So Babaji's there in the Himalayas. Master's here with us. He's with all the disciples. He's proved it. One Indian disciple couldn't make it and Master's body, he was incorruptible for all those many weeks, waiting for different people to come. One disciple couldn't come, didn't make it from India. And he said, this is in the New Path, he said, well, I couldn't make it. Master came to me in his form. He materialized his form in front of me. And he embraced me. Master loves us. He loves the disciples. Why would he say, I'm not going to be with them anymore? He loves us. And he tries always to give. He gives as much as he's able to give. Another woman at Ananda village, not even one of the disciples, but the mother of someone, saw Master at Ananda village. Well, she was out walking, there's many hundreds of acres there, and she was walking and she saw this man, and she said she recognized him because his picture's all over. And she knew it was Yogananda, and she said, she is very devout Catholic. And she said, do you come here a lot? And he said, listen, I'm here all the time. And she went back to her daughter's house, she's a Gurubai, and she couldn't talk for a long time because of that manifestation or vision that she had. Now, why wouldn't Master come? Just ask yourself that question. Why wouldn't he come to the centers? Why wouldn't he be at the communities? Why wouldn't he be at Ananda village? Why wouldn't he be at your house? Think about it. If you open it up, if you put the flowers, your altar is beautiful, the candles are burning, your heart is burning for the Guru to come. Why would he come to your house? If he's not at your house, it's not his problem, isn't it? We have to draw. Be interested, draw the Guru. And there was one disciple who said, a woman disciple to Master, I don't feel you as much as the others feel you. And he said, if you shut the door, how can I come in? It's so true. We close the door and we say, where's the Guru? But you have to open the door of my heart, open wide. And that's every day when I meditate, I call on the Guru, I read his prayers, I look in his eyes on the altar, I do a puja, arati, I chant the chants, I do the practices with Master sitting by me. He's helping me with my kriyas. He's helping me to hear the Om. He's showing me the spiritual life. This is what the life of a disciple is about. Don't be mistaken. It's not a real comfortable life with the television on. It's like, do you want to know the Guru and want to know God or not? And if you do, get busy. Life is passing us by. Master is saying, will you let me in? He's at the door, knocking at your door. Will you let me in? Are you interested? We said, no, I'm busy. Wait and wait. And then he goes to somebody else's house. You have to be the one who decides. And I was thinking about how much Swamiji was able to feel Master's presence. I mean, and you all were there, Varsha, Jayanti, various ones, Unitindra, you, Mickey, you saw him. He was always in that consciousness, always. He was either writing a book I saw him for 45 years, writing a book, or he was writing some music, or he was giving a lecture, or he was putting up programs on Sadhana channel here. He made, every day he did 10 videos, every day for months. And we said, no, I don't have time, I can't do it. He was active. That's why he felt Master's presence. He felt the enthusiasm. He felt the power. He felt the magnetism of his guru. And he was able to do so much because Master did it through him. You know, and you were there, some of you, when he was writing on the Bhagavad Gita, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, right here in Gurgaon, put it on a poster or something. He wrote that in Gurgaon. He didn't write in Mumbai, he didn't write America, Italy, Gurgaon. Swamiji wrote it. People were visiting from everywhere. He was passing in different chapters, read this, and he was just like bursting out of that body. And we said, he said, Master's writing it through me. And this is what I heard him say that so many times, not I'm writing a book. This is what you hear from people. Who's writing a book? Said, Master's writing it through me. Or this song came from Master. This lecture, Master spoke through me. And so when he was writing that, I remember one time, it was palpable, Master's presence in that house. It was a shrine. There were so many people, Jyotish and Daviji and everybody were all there reading, and Swamiji, read that and don't go home, read. It'll be like midnight and your eyes are popping and still giving you chapters to read. One night I stayed till midnight and I was reading, and I was one of the last to leave. I left, I went down the stairs and I was going out the door, and you know that house, Guru Kripa, and by the kitchen, there was a little sitting area, and as you know, I'm very down to earth and practical, and I walked by there and I just thought, there's a presence here. And I stayed a minute, then I walked out. The next day we asked Swamiji, we said, is Master here in the house with you as you're writing? And he so matter-of-factly said, yes. Like, don't you know that? Yes, we have to know it. If we can't see, we have to feel. We have to invite. We have to welcome. And that's why Swamiji could do so much. And so we have to embody, call on the Guru and embody what he gave. He doesn't want wimpy disciples, don't want to do anything. I just come for the satsang, and I hope I make it through that long talk. It's like, get busy. So we have to emulate our Guru. Doesn't that make sense? Be like him. Not just talk and read and go to the class. Be like him. That's what he loved. And let's think of some of the qualities. The first was energy. He was enthusiastic. Energy and enthusiasm. He would run across the stage at the talks, and his hair blowing back. How is everybody? How feels everybody? So wonderful. People woke up. And he was the most popular speaker throughout America. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people. He went every crowd. How is it? How feels? You have people affirming, chanting. They didn't know what they were doing. It was like new to America, but he didn't care. So he had energy, and he's telling us, have energy. Whatever you have to do, get it, energize twice a day, thrice a day. Some people are doing 8 times a day. I haven't done 8 times, but I certainly have done 3 times. And the next is we have to be able to have that enthusiasm that Master had, and he had compassion. He was so compassionate with people, and people I'm mad at him, I'm mad at her, but he had a feeling of compassion in his heart. Remember the story? He was driving by a store, and I think it was late in the evening or so, but he tells his driver, stop the car. Now he could feel all around. He felt animals, he felt trees. Remember, they were moving that tree at Mount Washington. He says, be careful, don't you know it's alive? He could feel everybody's feelings and thoughts. So he stopped the car. He goes into a store and he picks up, you've seen this in the answer, he picks up all this junk, as they said, and put it in the basket. And he goes and he checks out, and the lady adds everything up. And it must have been late in the day because she just burst in tears and she said, I still badly needed just this amount. God himself must have sent you. And Master knew he would help people all the time. And so he gave her the money, he walked out, he didn't say anything. But God sent him there. And same with divine love. He was full of love. We need to be full of love. Not, I told you the story when it was this group. And anyway, yeah, last time I told you about 60%, but we have to have that powerful love flowing through. Be a yogi. The yogi, if you're doing the practices, it's like a battery on, and it's like powerful in you. It's not a little battery, it's big. And so Master had this battery, and then when he would walk, he walked in front of the bars in Los Angeles. That's a seedy part of town. He would walk up and down, just sending the vibrations. When you go out, feel like, yes, my guru's with me. Just smile at somebody. I see people, and I'm always, hello, how are you? Good morning. Nice day, isn't it? Just give a smile, or you don't have to overdo it, or namaste, or something, and you see somebody that's down and out, help them in one way or another. And so Master was, the story about he would be in front of the bars, and then he had such love in him. People, like one time he gave a big talk, and he talked against politicians, people who were doing wrong things against people. And he didn't care. God was his protection. I love what Swamiji said. He said, Master and God are our life's protection. They are our life for us, and they're our death. Wow, that's deep. As you live and when you die. Master said, I'll be there. He doesn't say, oh, she's finished. 55 more lifetimes, He said, I'll be there and I'll meet you. He said, me or one of the disciples, one of the gurus will be there for you to greet you. Isn't it a beautiful story? To greet you. Who cares about the body? If you see Master's face as you're leaving the body, you just said, forget about the rest. It was a dream and a delusion anyway. He said, I'll meet you. But anyway, he was there, and this man came up to him and he said, why did you talk to about those people like that in that lecture? And he had a gun in Master's back. And I love the way Swamiji tells it, because Master turns around and he says, why do you live the way you do? He wasn't afraid. And it's not something you think a person would do with a gun in their back. I said, why do you live the way that you do? I demand that Satan come out of you. And the man, he shook, he threw the gun down and he ran away from the power of the Shakti, of the divine love that came through Master. And another man came to him once. He had many, I love Swamiji's books. He tells all the stories. The one, he was in the park, remember, then it was dark, it was getting dark. And the policeman said, I wouldn't go in there if I were you. There's some bad characters. Man, I'm not afraid. So he goes in and this is for all of us. Don't be afraid. Call the guru. You have a health challenge. You got somebody who's bugging you in your life or whatever. Just, oh, guru. Don't go, is anybody? Master said, he says, I'm not afraid. So he goes and he sits on the bench. He wants to see the moon rise. So he sits there and the man comes over and he says, give me a dime. Master gives him a dime. Give me a quarter. This is an East Coast accent. So he gives him a quarter. Give me 50 cents. Master gives him 50 cents. And the man says, give me $1. Master says, for? So they can't help leave me alone. Oh, get out of here. The man just ran off. This was the power he had. He had the power of God. Don't be mistaken. I'll read you something in a moment, but don't think he was just came as a little Swamiji's term, saintlet. A little saintlet. He just was so nice and just so sweet. You think of Jesus. Whoa, Swami Sri Deswaji Babaji, master was like that. Now, he also could be personal and help you, but he had the power of God. And finally, he came to lift us up instead of, I just put the picture up and I hope he does everything. I hope he does everything. The picture's up now. I got my altar. I never looked there, but I hope he takes care of it. Well, how do you have to do it? 25%. Get going. Get up there. Energize. Do. Just, you know what that does? It opens you up. Then Master says, pours into you God's grace as much as you can take. Most people can't take it. There's such a little opening that he says, okay, let me get a tiny teacup. That's for you, and that's for you. And if you get a big wow, he says, finally, I've got something to put something into. And he starts pouring into you his experience of God, the light, the Om, his vibration, and his chakras, what he felt in the chakras, what he felt in the Kundalini rise. He pours everything. No, it's true. Why would he write these things? He wrote them to inspire us to go for it, that we too can become one with God. Otherwise, why are we sitting here? Where are we sitting? And Swamiji was in a tableau about Jesus, and because he had long hair. I had long hair then. Yeah. Anyway, he had a beard for sure while he was with Master. So they asked him to play the part of Jesus. So he played the part, and he said he just had to kind of be there. And so he said, I didn't do much. I just stood there. And so then afterwards, Master said, I heard you played the part well. And Swamiji said, Master, I don't want to just act like Jesus. I want to be like him. And he was 22. He had just come. It wasn't like he'd been on the path 50 years. He was 22, had just come. Master looked at him without even blinking. He said, that will come. Isn't it? That will come. If you do what he said, that will come. Our consciousness gets uplifted. We feel the presence of God. More and more we become that. Like this man who was tossing rose petals or flower petals on the image of his guru. And then at a certain point, he went into ecstasy himself. Instead of guru, guru, guru. The guru says, you got to get a life. Raise your energy up. Go inside the spine. I'm giving you the technique so you too can become one with God. And so the man kept tossing, and then suddenly he was so thrilled. He was in ecstasy, and he said, what's in my guru? It's in me. This is the whole path. What's in my guru is in me. Don't forget it. Master came for that, for us to finally say, hey, it's in me, the spark of the divine. And the man began to toss the flower petals on his own head. Glorious, the glorious path. What a great blessing to be on this path, to be with these gurus. Set aside yourself, the little self, and continue that chant, I am Om. If you can keep that going, you finally get rid of all the personality things and all the bad habits and all the desires and all the attachments. Cling to Guruji. And I can't help but, yes, it's late. Can't help but tell one story about Master that I dreamed that I had. That he We were many, I don't remember the faces. I didn't recognize the faces, but Swamiji was there. It was an Ananda big group, like hundreds of people. We were waiting for Master to come. And suddenly there was double doors like that, and the doors flew open. Master came in, just like you've seen him on the little video clips, just so powerful, and his hair is streaming back, and he was marching and chanting. I didn't recognize the chant. I remember some other people in dark suits with him. I didn't know any of them. And he comes in and he just, wow, and we were all there, and he comes over and he was chanting this chant so loud, and he comes and he taps people on the head, he shakes their hands and blesses people, and he's just thrilled. He was so happy. He was happy. This is the point I felt when I woke up. He's not saying you didn't energize, you didn't do enough kriyas. What about Om technique? You know, I saw you didn't eat a vegetarian diet. There was none of that. He was like, hey, no, it's over. We're getting out of here. And he took off. He just dematerialized. The point is, so did we. Wow. So did we. If you want to be there, get there. He's waiting. And I believe that's a true vision. Those doors are going to open. The guru comes in. He says, time to go. Meditate a moment. Feel Master's power with you to change. I'll read these words. Can you bring the mic? These words of Swamiji. This was a letter to the community of Ananda. In the 90s, I only read a brief excerpt. Close your eyes and feel Swamiji's words. I felt a mighty force combating to open up Master's teachings and mission, that it become a doorway to the new age of Dwapara of energy. God was using Master as the avatar of a new age to change an entire civilization. Don't let anyone tell you that one organization, one person, one statement can ever even remotely define what he brought to the world. The forces of light want to use his life mission to change, inspire, and guide all humanity. It is a glorious work, one so important and so great that we as individuals count for nothing at all except as we offer our lives to the service of divine love. Om Shanti Shanti. We'll have an arati now, and then you'll be able to come up and offer your flowers and your love to Master and the Gurus. Please stand. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru. Jai Guru Jai Paramahansa Yogananda Jai Guru Jai Jai Guru Jai Guru Jai Guru Jai Jai Guru Jai Guru Jai Guru Jai Paramahansa Yogananda Jai Guru Jai Paramahansa Yogananda Jai Guru Jai Jai Guru Jai Guru Jai Guru Jai Jai Guru Jai Guru Jai Guru Jai Paramahansa Yogananda Jai Guru Jai Paramahansa Yogananda Jai Guru Jai.
Also, this in the front is a rug that Paramahansa Yoganandaji's feet actually touched when he was doing arati or puja. And that in the little case is a part of the 4 Garpar Road rooftop. So feel free to take Master's blessings from here as you come forward. And there are rose petals on the side.
Shri Guru Deva, 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 Shri Guru Deva. Shri Guru Deva, 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 Shri Guru Deva,
Now we'll see a brief slideshow with music of Master. So please take your seats. We can turn the lights off.
My Guru, thou light of my life, thou camest to spread wisdom's glow